Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I want you to think about something for a second. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through social media, seeing happy couples and just feeling this, eek? This whisper in your ear that says, why not me? When will it be my turn? If you have, can you just tag me in the comments below? I think it's something almost all of us have felt. That search for that magical connection can be exhausting, right? It can feel like you're looking for a needle in a haystack. But what if I told you that the secret to finding that needle isn't about searching harder through the hay? What if it's about becoming a magnet instead? There's a powerful truth I want to share with you today. When you truly love yourself, you stop looking for your missing pieces in someone else. Let that sink in for a moment. When you become a complete, whole person on your own, that state of inner wholeness becomes incredibly magnetic. It naturally draws into your life the right people, the ones who are vibrating at the same frequency of completeness and self-awareness. So, this video isn't about dating hacks. This is a deep dive into the psychology of attraction. We're going to explore, step by step, how your journey of profound self-love is the very path that leads the right person to you. And to guide us, we'll use the incredible wisdom of the famous psychologist Carl Jung. Get ready for some serious aha moments. So, get comfortable. Grab a notebook if you like. This is going to be a conversation. Let's begin. Part 1. What is self-love? Beyond the bubble bath. Okay, let's start with a phrase we all use, self-love. When you hear that, what comes to mind? Maybe it's treating yourself to a nice meal, taking a bubble bath, or buying yourself a gift. And hey, those things are great. But if that's all self-love is, we're just putting a fancy band-aid on a much deeper need. I want us to think about self-love on a much deeper level. In the world of psychology, especially through the teachings of Carl Jung, self-love is a radical, transformative process. It's not about being arrogant or selfish. It's about developing a deep, unwavering respect for your own essence. Jung taught that we only begin to truly love ourselves when we have the courage to look within. And I mean really look, without flinching. It's like taking a deep, honest look in the mirror and not just acknowledging the parts you like, but also accepting the vulnerabilities, the flaws, the parts you're maybe a little ashamed of. Can you think of a part of yourself you often criticize? Maybe it's your temper, or your shyness, or a past mistake you can't seem to forgive yourself for. True self-love happens when you can look at that part and say, you are a part of me and I accept you. When you do that, a huge shift happens. You stop being so dependent on other people's approval for your sense of worth. Your validation starts coming from inside you. This is the opposite of selfishness. When you're solid within yourself, you can show up in your relationships with genuine generosity, not neediness. You stop needing your partner to complete you, and you can start appreciating them for who they truly are. This is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. It's the first and most important step. Part 2. Confront your shadow self, making peace with your dark side. Now, this path to self-love gets a little uncomfortable here, because it's not just about celebrating your strengths. The real, gritty work lies in confronting what the famous psychologist Carl Jung called your shadow self. Your shadow is like a basement in your mind where you've shoved all the parts of yourself you don't want to admit exist. Jealousy, anger, pettiness, fear, selfish desires. We all have them. We hide them away to be good and to fit in. But here's the thing about basements. What you lock away doesn't just disappear. It starts to smell. It leaks out. Have you ever had a moment where you snapped at someone over something small, and later you thought, where did that come from? That was probably your shadow leaking out. You said that if we don't make peace with our shadow, we project it onto other people. This is huge. So, that person you instantly dislike, who just rubs you the wrong way. Often, they're displaying a quality that you reject within yourself. You're not really fighting them. You're fighting your own disowned self. So, the question I have for you is, what's one trait in others that really triggers you? Is it arrogance, insecurity, neediness? Write it down. Now, I want you to consider, is it possible you see a tiny, hidden reflection of that same trait in yourself? This isn't about blame. It's about awareness. Making peace with your shadow is like cleaning out that basement. It's hard work. It's dark, but it's incredibly liberating. When you can accept that you have a capacity for darkness, you take back your power. You stop projecting your stuff onto others, and you become a much more authentic, integrated person. And that authenticity, it's catnip for healthy, self-aware partners. Part 3. Healing inner emptiness. Stop seeking external validation. Let's talk about a feeling I know many of you have felt. That gnawing sense of inner emptiness. From the outside, your life might look perfect. Good job, good friends. But on the inside, there's this quiet feeling that something's missing. Have you ever felt that? We often try to fill this void with external things, especially relationships. We buy into the romantic idea that a partner will complete us. But here's the painful truth. If you feel incomplete alone, entering a relationship will only create a dependency, not a healthy partnership. It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation. According to Jung, this emptiness comes from being disconnected from our true self. Since we were kids, we've been wearing a mask, what Jung called a persona, to fit in and be accepted. The good student, the reliable employee, the easygoing friend. Over time, we can forget who we are underneath all those masks, and that's when the emptiness sets in. So, I want you to ask yourself, when you're alone, with no one to perform for, who are you? What do you genuinely enjoy? What makes you feel truly alive, not just productive or liked? Healing this emptiness isn't about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person for yourself. It's about peeling off the masks and rediscovering what brings you joy, purpose, and peace, all on your own. When you can fill your own cup, you stop needing someone else to do it for you. And that's when you become capable of a relationship based on love, not need. Part 4. Steps to inner wholeness. Becoming your complete self. So, we've talked about the problems, the shadow, the emptiness. Now, let's talk about the solution, achieving inner wholeness. This is the goal. This isn't about being happy 24/7. It's about becoming a complete, integrated person, light and dark included. Jung called this process individuation. It's the journey of bringing all the scattered parts of yourself, the confident you, the insecure you, the kind you, the jealous you, back home. It's about uniting them under one roof to become a truly authentic individual. Think of it like this. Right now, your energy might be scattered. A little bit is tied up in worrying what people think. Another chunk is spent hiding your flaws. Another part is spent seeking validation. Achieving wholeness means gathering all that energy back. You become centered. You become a force. What's one small way you can start to gather that energy today? Maybe it's spending 10 minutes in silence, just checking in with yourself. Maybe it's journaling about your feelings without judgment. Maybe it's finally pursuing that hobby you've been putting off. When you're whole, you make choices from a place of strength, not fear. You choose a partner because you want them, not because you need them. This changes the entire dynamic of the relationship. It becomes a conscious partnership between two complete people. That is the space where real, lasting love can grow. Part 5. How to change your energy and become a magnet for love. This inner transformation isn't just in your head. It changes your very energy. You know how you can meet someone and they just have a vibe. They feel calm, solid, and attractive. That's what we're talking about. When you're constantly critical of yourself or trying to hide your flaws, you emit a frequency of insecurity and neediness. But when you've done the work, when you've made peace with your shadow and filled your own cup, your energy shifts. You start emitting a frequency of wholeness and peace. This is like changing your personal magnetic field. You might notice that old, draining relationships naturally start to fall away. They just don't fit your new vibration anymore. And at the same time, new, healthier people start showing up. You'll start having what Jung called synchronicities, meaningful coincidences, like meeting someone interesting in the most unexpected way. Have you ever had a day where you felt really good about yourself, and suddenly strangers were smiling at you? Things went your way. That's a small example of this principle in action. So, I want you to think about your energy this week. What small action can you take to raise your vibration? Maybe it's a walk in nature, dancing to your favorite song, or setting a firm boundary. When you change your energy, you change your life. You stop chasing love and start attracting it. Part 6. Attracting the right person. Why you can stop searching. This brings us to our biggest point. You can actually stop the exhausting search. The right person will enter your life naturally when you are ready. When you have become that whole, magnetic person we've been talking about. Why? Because the right person is not someone who completes you. They are someone who complements you. They are a mirror reflecting your own wholeness back at you. If you're not whole, you'll attract someone who is also fractured, and the relationship will be built on shaky ground. But when you are whole, you send out a silent signal. You're not desperately looking for someone to fix you, so you're not attractive to users or narcissists. Instead, you attract other whole, healthy individuals. The relationship isn't two halves making a whole. It's two wholes making something even more amazing. So, I want you to consider this. What if, for the next month, you shifted your focus entirely from finding the right person to becoming the right person? How would you spend your time? How would you treat yourself differently? When you are walking your true path, living a life that feels authentic and full to you, that's when you cross paths with someone else who is doing the same. That meeting isn't a desperate scramble. It's a graceful alignment. Part 7. Self-love as the foundation for healthy relationships. Let's wrap this up. True love is an inside job. It always has been. The love you experience with another person is a reflection of the love you've cultivated for yourself. When you truly love yourself, you set the standard for how others should love you. You won't tolerate disrespect or games because you know your own worth. Your relationships become a choice, not a necessity. They become a source of joyful expansion, not anxious dependency. So, my final question for you is, what's one commitment you can make to yourself today to deepen your self-love? Maybe it's deleting a dating app for a month to focus on you. Maybe it's speaking to yourself more kindly. Maybe it's finally booking that therapy appointment. Remember, the most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. Nurture it, respect it, and love it deeply. From that solid foundation, you will build a life and love that is truly magnetic. Conclusion: if this video resonated with you, if it gave you a new perspective, I would be so grateful if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content on psychology, self-discovery, and creating a life you love. And I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? Was it the idea of the shadow self? Or the concept of becoming a magnet? Your stories inspire our entire community. If you are ready to go deeper and support the channel, check out the link in the description to become a member. Thanks for watching, and remember, your journey to love starts within. Talk to you in the comments.